Remember, when you're annotating, you can't just tell me setting. You have to tell me, what does this teach us about the community then? What specifically does this tell me about the setting? And then what specifically does it tell me about the characters? That way, when you're writing your exit ticket, you have your quote, and then you're able to analyze right after your quote. We need to get away from just putting random quotes in. We need to be able to explain why we chose that piece of evidence. Okay. I'm sure shocked. Okay. I'm going to try to give you some questions. You're missing the setting and then the characters point a little bit, okay? So, remember, you should be writing for setting what happens, and then characters what they feel about what happens. Okay, so listen to my questions. So annotate for setting, what happens, what's your best piece of evidence or exemplar example, the evidence for what happens when people break a rule, even a small rule. So just based on those pages, for setting, what piece of evidence would you show for what happens when people break a rule, even a small rule? That's your setting, okay? What happens when people break a rule, even a small rule, for setting? So just from the bottom of page 28 to the middle of page 29, what happens? Break a rule, even a small rule, what happens in their community? Let's answer our first question for setting. What would you have underlined? What's the quote? What do they do? Good. Right, so there's a couple ones right here, right? There would be an announcement for her hair ribbons, and then Jonas remembers back to his announcement. Okay? So Zora, what happens, what did Zenaria say? What happens in this community for the setting? What happens when you break a rule?
They announce it and they announce it.
Don't tell me what the characters feel. What do? They publicly announce it to everyone, right? Do they say your name?
No.
But is it really anonymous?
No.
Okay. So now for characters, okay, so for character, find the line that, do you agree or disagree that the announcements are anonymous? You guys said they're not anonymous.
What do you mean by anonymous?
Nobody knows.
They just get reminded.
Okay, I know, but show me your evidence that proves that it's not anonymous. In the text, how do you know that everybody knows? What does the author say? Don't tell me. Do you agree or disagree? Anonymous means nobody knows that it was you. Okay, my second question for character to help you focus, how is the person that the announcement is about supposed to feel? How do the people in this community feel? Don't tell, show, right? Character equals, and how do they feel? How are they supposed to feel? Think about how Jonas felt when his announcement came on. What does it say in the text? What could you underline as your exemplar response? How does he feel? So character equals what? How do they feel? How should they feel? How do they feel for character? Okay, Nathan. What did you say? How do the characters feel?
They feel sad.
Right?
They feel sorry.
Yep, a remorse means sorry. Good.
And I feel embarrassed because it says that he reminded with humiliation that the announcement is in.
Yes, humiliation. Key word. Good job. Embarrassed. He was bewildered by what happened, not by the announcement. Okay? So give me a thumbs up if you agree that the announcements are anonymous. You agree that they're anonymous?
Yes, there
Or do you disagree? Does everybody know who you are when they're announced? Show me a quiet signal. Is it anonymous? Yes or no?
No.
Is it anonymous? Yes. Nobody knows who they're talking about?
No. It's anonymous because it's not.
What?
It can be anybody.
It's not like they're saying the name so that everybody knows. Oh, Jonas.
Okay. Okay, well, okay. Zenaria, how about you use your discussion words to tell Christiani you respectfully disagree and why?
I respectfully disagree because it says that in his announcement, it said that male 11, that objects are not to be mentioned.
Not to be removed, right?
But that could be anyone else.
Okay. No one had mentioned it, not even his parents, right? And then it also says, right, for Lily,